It's a beautiful dough to work with.
There we go. Howdy folks, I am Martha. Dorothy and I welcome you to Hirschberger's Miracle Homestead. We are having some kitchen action we're excited about. I was at a gathering a couple weeks ago and they had breadsticks there and I thoroughly enjoyed them. I've never made them. We came home and we Googled for some recipes and watched some videos. I made a batch and we thoroughly enjoyed them, and now we're here to share it with you so you can also enjoy delicious breadsticks with a dipping sauce. This is a 3-step process. We have our dough, and then we have the yumminess that goes on top of the dough, and then we have the dipping sauce. Let's come in and go across the ingredients, and then we'll throw it together. For the dough itself, we will need bread flour, dry active yeast, sugar, salt, olive oil, and warm water, which we'll get when we need it. And here's some extra flour to put on the countertop when you're ready to roll it out. And then the goodies that go on top of the dough is the dry Parmesan, dry basil, garlic powder, onion powder, salt, and pepper. And here's butter or margarine that we'll need to put on top of the dough. And then the sauce is tomato sauce, sugar, salt, dry basil, and dry oregano. The first thing we're going to do is get our dry active yeast activating and blooming. Alrighty, in there is the yeast and the sugar and the warm tap water. I'm just going to pour right in there and give it a light stir. That stirred it up pretty good, but I'll just go ahead and give it a little mix. So I timed it the other day when I made the breadsticks, and it took 8 minutes to get it up to where we like it. Here we are at 8 minutes, and this is what we're looking for. You can tell it has activated. I'm just going to give it a little stir. Very good. Alrighty. Pull the bowl back here now. The salt I'm just going to add to the flour, and just to give that a little toss together. And now we'll add the olive oil. This little spatula can get into a small pitcher. Makes it very nice. I could have let the olive oil in the measuring cup, but I thought the little pitcher is so cute. Then we will just add all the flour in right away. Put the dough hook on. Looking good. While that continues to mix, I'm going to get the countertop here ready because the dough will be coming on the countertop after it's done in the mixer. I'm going to sprinkle flour onto the countertop. We're ready to cut it off. And that's a beautiful piece of dough. Okay, get the dough off the hook. Now what we're going to do is just work this into a round ball. Perfect. All right, I'm going to clean up my hands and get saran wrap over here. Okay, some videos I saw, they go to rolling it out immediately, but I like the idea of the dough resting after that workout. So I'm just covering it with saran wrap and let it rest for about 10 minutes. That's the beauty of a recipe. You can look at something and then tweak it to how you like to have it done. And this is what I did the other day, and it worked out perfect. Well, this is Resting. I want to give a hearty welcome to those of you who are with us for the first time, or if you're a new subscriber. We just welcome you to our channel and hope you enjoy the journey. For those of you who've been with us for a while, your continued support means the world to us, so thank you very much. And also thanks for those who like our videos and comment on them. Even just a like, YouTube recognizes that, oh, the video is being enjoyed, and they push it out to more people from what we understand. So thank you, and then we love communicating back and forth with you through comments. We feel like we can get just a glimpse into your world as well.
Before I roll out the dough, I will prepare our baking dish, and I am using a 9 by 13 glass baking dish. Using olive oil, I'm going to use a very generous amount. And now spreading the olive oil over the entire bottom and also up the side. And now removing the wrap from the dough, you can place the dough directly into the pan and press it out by hand, or I like to use a rolling pin. Making sure enough flour is under the dough so the dough doesn't stick to the countertop surface. This is a beautiful dough to work with, and I'm rolling it out to fit, of course, a 9 by 13 pan. I am using the baking dish to check for size. Actually, I'm going just a little beyond a 9 by 13, and when I pick it up, it'll shrink just a little. Carefully picking up the dough and placing it into the pan, and now pressing it into the perfect fit. The dough is ready to rest again, and we will let it rise for 1.5 hours. If you leave it on the countertop, you will want to cover it. I am placing it into the oven. It will be out of any draft, so I am not covering it. But one very important note, the oven is not on. I am chatting away, not realizing the mic was off going into the camera. That's why we're doing the voiceover. For the ones that enjoy football, I understand there's an important game coming up soon known as the Super Bowl. Gatherings and food go together, and in our opinion, these breadsticks and dipping sauce would be an excellent food item to have. We also have some other videos of perfect foods for gatherings. One of our favorites is the taco dip. It is always enjoyed. Ritzy Reese's is a fun, snacky treat filled with yumminess. Sloppy Joe cups are made in a muffin tin, and they are so good. So it's Sloppy Joe cups instead of sandwiches. Party Mix is a delicious, crunchy treat that Dorothy makes. Dorothy will leave links for these suggested videos. Another recommendation are cookies. We recommend sour cream or chocolate chip.
I apologize about not having the mic, the receiver going into the camera on. I had this one on, but not that one. So I apologize. I'm glad for voiceovers. But we're back with the mic properly done now. The dough has risen nicely here, and the next step is melting the butter or margarine, so I will get that done. All right, while this sets here a little bit, we're going to put the toppings that go on here. We're going to put those together before we actually score the dough. It's not much here. I think it will all fit in here. This is a dry Parmesan. This is a salt and pepper. And then here we have the dry basil, garlic powder, and onion powder. And we'll pour that in here. And just give this a toss together. You could add dry oregano to this yet, but it will be in the dipping sauce, so we're leaving it out of ours. But the beauty of recipes, you can make it to your liking. So we'll set that aside. We'll come in now and we need to score this to make our breadsticks. We have a fairly wide spatula here. That's what I'm using. If you have a bench scraper, you can use that as well. Just something flat. And I'm good. We have shift gears here because I wanted to have this that I could dip it down in the butter before I go in there. So let me put this in something else that's wider. All right, now it doesn't have to be much, just so the dough doesn't do a major stick to. And as wide as you want, about an inch or so, just go down in the dough. And I have to go, doesn't quite do it on 3 of them. I mean, didn't quite do it on 2 of them. Now, if you want long sticks, you can leave it like that, but we like the shorter one, the half one, so we're just going to go down the middle yet. And now we're going to brush the butter margarine on top. And now we're not done with this yet, but we're done with it for now. And now with the dry mixture here, if you have a shaker you can put it in, that would work well. But we don't, so I will just do it with my fingers, distribute it as evenly as I can. So here we have our breadstick dough. It is scored and ready for the oven. The oven is preheated to 475, and we'll put it in for 10 minutes right now and then pull it out and do some more stuff to it and put it back in. So in the oven it goes for 10 minutes. And now's a good time to make the sauce. This is the tomato sauce itself. First it's opening up the can. Anytime you work with tin lids like this, tin cans, very, very careful you don't cut yourself. Mom cut herself severely one time. Alrighty, we'll fold this down. I pulled in the countertop burner over here, so we will go and get this on and put the rest of the stuff to it. The burner turned on, and here is the sugar, salt, oregano, and basil, and we will pour them all in. And now we will mix it all together. Now you have to be careful with the tomato sauce here, because as it heats it will pop up. So you want to be careful. Now I'm going to actually put the lid on. So if it does pop up, why, it won't splash everywhere, but the lid will stop it. By the way, this is one of our new kettles that we got from the online estate auction. It is steaming up. We're going to give it another stir. We don't want it to scorch. I pulled these off the burner for now because the breadsticks are just about ready to come out to have the next thing done to them, and I didn't want them sitting on the burner scorching, and I couldn't stand there babysitting it. So I just pulled it off the burner for now, and then we'll finish it up. 13 seconds and we're pulling that out. And now what I'm going to do is go across the tops of them again. They are smelling good. And of course the brush is picking up some of the topping there, but the butter or margarine going on top now just helps it to be able to, what is there, to soak down in good. Back in the oven for another 5 minutes. Now back on with the sauce. Here's what we have right now. And it was popping up, hitting the lid, so I was glad I had the lid there. Sounds about like popcorn in there. Can you hear it? Okay, I would say that is done. Doesn't take long to go to popping again. Alrighty, I have the camera pulled in so you can see it immediately coming out of the oven. There we go. The last round of butter and margarine just helps the top to finish off good. Nice coloring. Now let it set for just a minute, and then we're going to take it out onto a cooling rack so it doesn't sweat and get soggy in the pan. And this is the dipping sauce. I'm going to come in with my wide spatula again and choose about halfway down. Make sure it's loosened from the edge, which it appears to be. And transfer it to the cooling rack. Here are the breadsticks, here's the dipping sauce, and we'll let this cool a little bit. Alrighty folks, we are ready to come in and do the honors of getting a breadstick and dipping it. I will put some of this sauce, add to what is in here. There we go. Pulls apart fairly easy. And there we go. And dip it in there. If you like a heavy sauce, that's a perfect bite for you. I like to just barely dip it. Dorothy, you want this one?
I'll take that, sure I will. Mm-hmm.
The winner. All right.
Excellent, a winner for sure.
Thank you, thank you. We're so glad we found a recipe and we are enjoying these breadsticks.
You will find the written recipe in the description. If you make them, we hope you enjoy them as much as we do.
And if this is your first time with us, we close all of our videos out with an inspirational golden thought. So now stay tuned for the golden thought. While we are back here the next day, we have other kitchen activity going on. You can see a big pot on the stove. You can see the tops of jars here. We are canning, and there'll be other activities. I guess this is just a teaser for our next video. So be sure to check out our next video and you'll see what we're canning. In the meantime, we're still enjoying the breadsticks that we made. They are so, so good. And now for the golden thought. Hate has 4 letters, so does love. Enemies has 7 letters, so does friends. Lying has 5 letters, so does truth. Cry has 3 letters, so does joy. Negativity has 10 letters, so does positivity. Life has 2 sides, so choose the better one. In our search for golden thought today, Dorothy found this, and it hit us both that we enjoyed it, and it's challenging, to choose the better in life. We hope you've been blessed, encouraged, and inspired. And until next time, God bless.